Hi, this is PR Sundar. Welcome to this special episode where I'll be talking about the SEBI's new peak margin rules. And I think by this time everybody knows, and what we do not know is the impact on the stock market. And first let us look at the background. I think about 1.5 years before, the SEBI came out with a paper that said that the futures and options, the volume compared to the cash market volume, the ratio is one of the highest in the world. It's not one of the highest, that is highest. And South Korean index is considered to be even more speculative than India, but even there the F&O volume is less compared to the cash market volume. That ratio is lower than India. So therefore, it was the objective of the government to bring down the volume in futures and options. Why? If our country is making the maximum number of cars, we should be proud, right? So why should we bring down the number of cars being produced? If our country is producing maximum number of mobile phones, we should be proud. Why should we bring it down? The same way, if India is having the maximum volume in futures and options, India should feel proud only. So why do we want to bring it down? Because there's so much of volume, and every Tom, Dick and Harry is coming into this field and they are losing money unnecessarily. So it is the safety measure that is not applicable to cars or mobiles. So that is why SEBI has brought in a lot of changes, and one of them, the increase in the margining system. Now the margins are really very high. The international standard of margin is roughly about 5% only, and whereas in India the margins are very high. Even the Nifty future trading around 15,000, one contract is about 10 lakh rupees, and if you check the margin is about 1.5 lakh rupees, that translates into 15% margin. And whereas the worldwide standard is only about 5%. So here we are talking about 3 times higher margin. And that is only for indices. If you go for stocks, the margins, go from 20%, 25%, 30% also, depending on the volatility of the stock. And now, this peak margining system, you cannot get intraday limit from brokers. Then even if the market swing wildly, and whatever is the maximum loss you are having, at that particular point of time, that much money must be there in your account. If not, you will be charged penalty. So what is the effect? The effect is finally the number of people who are selling the options is coming down. People with some small capital, they have turned to be option buyers, and people who are doing actively option selling. And I can remember still 2-3 years before, I used to sell an option for a margin of only about 20,000-25,000. But nowadays the margin is about 1.5 lakh. So earlier if I am selling 5 lots, 10 lots, now I can sell only 1 lot or 2 lots. And plus, we have to keep a lot of buffer cash. Just to give you one example, normally what I do, I take some positions on Wednesday, and Thursday, if my position goes wrong and I need to sell options on the opposite side. Say for example, I am expecting bullish on Wednesday, I am selling only the put options with whatever money I have. The next day, in case market is down, I am losing money, and I can always get the intraday limit from the broker. I will sell call options to manage that positions. But now that cannot be done. So therefore, I cannot deploy my money on Wednesday fully. So that means I have to do less number of lots. And market always works with a demand and supply, and everywhere the markets are working like that only. But now what has happened, And here the option buyers is the demand, option sellers is the supply. Now the number of option sellers reduced, and even the people who are already selling, they reduce the number of lots, and some smaller people have gone out of option selling, turned into option buying. So because of that, now the buyers are more and the sellers are less, and this increases the option price. And increase in the option price gives an increase in the volatility index, because the volatility index is calculated based on the option prices. So when option prices goes up, automatically India VIX goes up. So that is why you see the India VIX for the last few months, ever since this new SEBI rule has come, the VIX has been very, very high. US market having all kinds of problems, and yet India VIX is higher than the US VIX. So I think going forward, this higher India VIX will be a permanent feature, and we have to learn to live with this. And I'm just going to show you one example. This video is being shot on 6th of March, and next week there are only 3 trading sessions, and I'm looking at the option chain, right? And you can see 12,150 put option is also trading around 75 pice. Last traded price was 85 pice. And Nifty is trading around 15,000, and the 12,000 put option is almost 3,000 point away. 3 trading session, 3,000 point away. The Nifty has never fallen more than 1,000 point, except only probably the Lehman Brothers collapse and coronavirus. Except that, the Nifty has never fallen more than 1,000 point in a single day. But can we expect 3 days of falling 3,000 point? Highly impossible. But still the option prices are trading at a good premium. And market is trading around 15,000, and 14,000 put option, yesterday I sold around 20 rupees. Just 3 days, 1,000 point, 20 rupees. Because of this new SEBI peak margin, and effectively what has happened, it has created mismatch in the demand and supply, and it has increased the option prices. And the only advantage is for ultra HNI clients who have unlimited supply of funds, and all other marginal traders are affected. And now I can tell you, once upon a time in Delhi there was a lot of problems of snakes. That time it was a British government. So what the government did, so anyone catch the snake, kill the snake and bring it to us, and we will pay you some money. What was the idea? If just for this money reward, people will catch all the snakes, they will kill them, so that the problem of snake will go away. And it is a good intention. And people kill the snakes, they brought it to them and they gave the money. But after some time, and they found out that many people in their houses, they are growing the snakes. Why? People are growing the snakes so that they can get more and more snakes, they can kill it, they can give it to the government to get the money. So this example is famously quoted, how regulators do with a good intention, but it is not giving the good effect. And another Southeast Asian country, there was a huge problem of rats, and the government thought what to do. You tell the citizens, you kill the rats, bring the rats, then what are we going to do with the dead rats? It's going to be very smelly, right? So they said, people, you can kill the rats and you don't have to bring the dead rats to us. All you have to do, you just cut the tail and show us the tail. You give us one tail, we will pay you so much money. Same thing, just like a snake thing. So they thought that people kill the rats so that at some point of time, the problem of rats will go down. And after some time, when some government official was walking on the road and he saw so many rats running around without tail. So what does it mean? People are catching the rats, cutting only the tail, leave the rats and go and get the reward. Why? Because if these rats are alive, they will do the reproduction and more rats will be coming and more tails we can get and we can get the money. So sometimes the regulators do things with a good intention, but sometimes it is not giving the good effect. And therefore, some suggestions I am putting for SEBI to consider. In Singapore, they decided to set up a casino. And people objected. We are a conservative country and why are you promoting gambling? The government said the gambling casino is a good revenue for the country. So we are setting up the casino for the tourist, for them to enjoy. And we are not encouraging the local people to come. So if you still want to come, you have to pay entry fee of $150. Per entry you have to pay $150. Otherwise you should not come to casino. That is number one. Number two, even you come to casino, if you receive a complaint from your wife, if any lady writing a letter to the government stating that my husband is not taking care of the family, he is doing too much gambling and losing money, and the husband will be banned from entering the casino. So this is one example. So I can say the entry barrier, we can increase it. Anybody making a good money, paying income tax, at least for a certain minimum amount, let us say 6 lakh or 10 lakh per annum, only they should be allowed to enter into futures and options segment. And those people who have less income, they should not enter into futures and options segment. So this can be one good idea. The second one, in certain countries, if you want to trade in futures and options, you should pass certain examinations. In certain countries, they have level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5 also. And many people come to the stock market without understanding what is the risk and what is the reward. And that is creating the hell of problem. So the SEBI can consider, certain knowledge, and you should have this much minimum knowledge if you want to enter into futures and options segment. And those who pass that examination, those who qualify, only will be allowed to trade in futures and options. And in my opinion, that kind of measures will have a better impact than keep on increasing the margin money and peak margin, that kind of things. Why should a knowledgeable person who knows everything should be given lot of hurdles in the market and freely allowing the uninformed, innocent people? And why? So the process should be to remove these people out, not the knowledge people. Knowledge people must stay in the market. It is the innocent people, the people who don't know anything, they just come to the market, without any knowledge and losing money. So they should be removed from the market. And so that is my personal opinion, and I may be wrong. As I said, the regulators do with a good intention, still it can go wrong. And what I say can also go wrong. It is just an opinion. And I hope SEBI will listen to us and will consider our thoughts. And hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.